I just got a letter from the Department of Human Services. They are taking my trailer. My $20,000 trailer, they are taking it, telling me that I owe over $30,000 in food stamps because I lied on my application. Taking my trailer, taking my children's home, taking the roof over our head because I owe over $30,000, okay? My trailer's only worth $20,000, if that, probably more like 15. The other 15, they're going to take from my child support, my only other income. So you take my welfare benefits away, you take my food stamps away, so now I get nothing, okay? So now you take my trailer, you've already taken my 2 vehicles. What the hell am I supposed to do? What?
In your remarks that we are on track to sign multiples of SNAP waivers to get junk food and sugary drinks out of our food stamp system. And I am so proud.
Believe that this just happened to be a coincidence.
There is no way this was a coincidence. This was widely publicized that the governor and many of our other elected officials were having a press conference here to talk about redistricting, and they decided they were going to come and thumb their nose in front of the governor's face. Why would you do that? That is unbelievably disrespectful. It's a provocative act. They're talking about disorder in Los Angeles, and they are the source of the disorder in Los Angeles right now. This is just completely unacceptable. This is a administration, this is a Customs and Border Patrol that has gone amok. This absolutely has to stop. There was no danger here. There was no need to detain anyone here. And there was certainly no need to have a provocative act right here where the governor is having a press conference.
So now people that receive EBT and food stamps are not going to be allowed to buy junk food with EBT or food stamps? I seen something that stated that the Trump administration was stopping people who receive EBT or food stamps to stop buying any junk food or high processed food items with their EBT and food stamps. And if they are going to put this rule in place, they just need to decrease the price of healthy foods, okay? Because healthy foods are so high. That's why people shop and buy things that they can afford, aka junk food and high processed foods, because they are trying to make their food stamps benefits stretch the whole month. So towards the end of the month, the kids might be eating oodles and noodles or TV dinners or whatever else or sandwiches with chips, because guess what? Or hot dogs and burgers, because guess what? It is just high. Stuff is high. So you're trying to stretch your food stamps towards the end of the month to make them last. Because anybody who have received food stamps before, which is me, I've received them before, know that those food stamps benefits does not last the whole month. And we all know that that bag of vegetables is $10 or the price of eggs at this point. Okay? It's like $12 for a carton of eggs. Listen, decrease the price of healthy foods so that people can actually afford to buy them.
Hey everyone, welcome back. It's always a pleasure having you here once again. Today, I've got something really interesting lined up, and honestly, I think you're going to love it from start to finish. Now, unless you've been living under a rock, you've probably seen food stamps dominating the news cycle lately. Ever since President Trump's SNAP crackdown made headlines, the reaction from certain groups has been nothing short of dramatic. Single moms and these so-called independent women are absolutely melting down on social media. They're posting endless rants, throwing tantrums, and acting like spoiled kids who just had their candy taken away. You'd think the world was ending the way they're screaming and crying over the idea that maybe, just maybe, taxpayer benefits shouldn't be funding junk food and sodas. The outrage is loud, emotional, and frankly, a bit embarrassing to watch. What's wild is how quickly it turned into a full-blown online circus. Comments flying, hashtags trending, and people losing all sense of reason just to defend what is essentially a crackdown on wasteful spending. But hey, that's the internet for you. As usual, I want you to watch the video I've got lined up first. Pay close attention to the reactions, the arguments, and the level of entitlement on display. Because after we watch it together, we're going to break it down piece by piece. Trust me, you're not going to want to miss this discussion. All right, let's roll the clip.
Y'all, I was on the phone with my mama, and she was like, oh my God, how about my friend food stamps was taken today? And then she said her other friend, daughter food stamps was taken not too long ago. And that is crazy to me, y'all. Like, I just got on TikTok, and I seen a couple of people talking about the food stamp shit. But I mean, like, I'm in Alabama, and I know scamming and stuff go on everywhere. But to take these food stamps from people, and I know people be doing shit, but a lot of people actually need their food stamps. Like my mama friend, she's on disability, and you know, a lot of other people have kids that can't afford to feed their kids without those food stamps. I just feel like this shit right here is just so low. I mean, y'all will go above and beyond to do stuff, and you're gonna miss your blessings. Like, you're not going to get no type of blessings behind it. Even if you get somebody food stamps, you're going to be eating that food. And I hope the guilt just runs through you about you done stole these people food stamps. And one thing about me, y'all, I have never been on no scamming type shit, because I'm going to tell you right now, I am not going to prison. I don't have 2 or 3 years to, to be away from my damn kids. It's just not worth it. People need to get off y'all sorry asses and get a job. Do something constructive or productive with your life. Now, y'all just don't really hit the bottom for me. Because why y'all want to take them people food stamps? Like, did it not occur to y'all that people actually need to eat? Like, people actually need their food stamps? Oh, this world is washed, y'all. Every day is something. Like, the food stamps is crazy.
Y'all want to make everything content, and that is the problem. Y'all do know that these people use social media to get a lot of their information, and they literally watch everything that we do, right? With that being said, a lot of y'all come on here and y'all want everything to be content. Let me show you my Mercedes-Benz in front of my Section 8 housing where I get a free utility check every month. Let's go with me to the grocery store while I go on this luxurious grocery haul, and I show y'all my 40 cases of soda. I show you my 20 cases of chips. I show you all my Gushers and fruit snacks and T-bone steaks in the whole nine. Y'all have to keep in mind that a lot of people that sees this content, a lot of people that's scrolling down your timeline are working class people. And some of them get very offended, if not upset, that they want to qualify for the benefits that they feel like you're getting. They feel like you sit at home, you don't do nothing all day while they working 2 and 3 jobs, and yet they can't get the benefits that you sit on this very app and glorify every day. Trump is making a change to the different policies when it comes to these benefits, and now everybody is mad. How about we start taking responsibility and accountability for our actions and think about the part that we played in everything that we're seeing playing out?
I just watched a video of a mother saying that she was denied food stamps, and she said all of her monthly expenses, her rent, her insurance, her electricity, all that kind of stuff, her car payment, all of that added up to $4,200. The rent alone was like 18 something. Okay, and then she said she got denied for food stamps, and everything that she added up, she didn't even put food in there. $4,200, and they're saying she makes too much money to have food stamps. Now, I have a question. Do you think that the money that you pay for rent, utilities, stuff like that, do you think that should be factored in? Because I feel like there should be, when you apply for food stamps, I feel like there should be somewhere on there like, here's my lease, this is how much my rent is, this is how much my utilities usually are, and then they go from the number that you have left over. Because people are literally going to be starving. I do not understand how this system is set up, and the system makes no sense, and it's not working, and it's working directly against the American people. And the next time that you want to look down on someone who's using assistance to try and feed their children, think about the fact that they took our reproductive rights away.
Y'all know Uncle Trump didn't make that law about the food stamps, right? I don't know who needed to hear that. Y'all talking about some Trump said, if you don't work, he gonna take the stamps. That's not, baby. Biden been in office for 4 years, and that law has been a law for a little minute now. What is you talking about? I'm gonna speak for the state of Kansas and state of Missouri, because them are the states that I've been around. In the state of Kansas and in the state of Missouri, if you did not work at least 15 hours a week or have dependents, or to even get child care, you had to work at least 15 hours. I'm confused, or you had to be going to school. I'm confused on why y'all said Trump just made that a law. That has not just mysteriously just came up as a law. That's been one. Y'all have to stop believing stuff that y'all see on the internet and actually like know what you're talking about, because one person can make a video and everybody's gonna go wild in it. Just like that video that boy made about the baby daddies being able to carry the child on his taxes. That boy said he made that up and everybody went wild on it. Like, quit believing that everything you hear on the internet is not true. Trump did not do that. I am not sticking up for Trump. I'm just saying that you have to stop believing everything. And even if he did, where is your faith? You think God ain't gonna have your back? God feed the birds. Oh my God, read your Bible. Goodness gracious.
So now men say because the government assistance is gonna cut back EBT and probably public housing for women and stuff, now they would treat men with more respect and now they would need them. Says who? Says y'all. That's not true. Women are gonna be women. And they will find a way. Whether you believe it or not, these women are already in their heads trying to figure out their next move if Section 8 and EBT is cut off. And you men think you're going to have an easy time. It's going to be rougher for you. Because now you're going to have to be the one providing them somewhere to stay. And they ain't going to have, you can't go to no chick house no more that stay on the Section 8 and play video games and eat up all the food no more. You're going to have to, a lot of more men are going to have to start working decent jobs now to have something to offer women, because if the government is not providing housing and food anymore, who's gonna do it? That'd be y'all. That'd be the men. And like y'all said, women used to come to y'all back in the day, I guess, for help because they needed help. But a lot of men don't want to work nowadays. So how's that gonna help a man that don't want to work and don't want to have nothing? Because now he's gonna have to step up to the plate because y'all said it. The government is taking all the assistance away. So that means the men got to step up. So how is that going to help men? Because a lot of y'all ass is sorry and don't want to step up. Half y'all don't even want to get out of bed in the morning and stay at your mama's house. So how is that going to help y'all? Explain that to me. How? This is the biggest joke I have ever heard. How is that going to help a man by them cutting government assistance? Because most men don't like to work their damn self. And they done hooked up with some chick that's on public assistance. How is that benefiting y'all? And then them high maintenance women, they still ain't going to be studying y'all ass. They figuring out another move. Watch what I tell y'all. Watch what I tell y'all. Watch what I tell y'all.
So we have to keep worrying about our 401k plans because Donald Trump just signed another executive order allowing private equity firms, allowing actually 401k managers to invest in private equity firms. Why do you need to worry about this, and why are financial advisors sounding the big alarms? Well, first of all, private equities are investments made in not publicly traded companies. Okay, and they are generally owned by a small group of investors, which usually include the owners, think family ownership of these companies. Okay, think of all the multimillionaire and billionaire owners of companies that are not publicly traded that donated to Donald Trump to help buy the White House. Okay, we're talking about these people. They want access to our $12 trillion 401k market. When I say $12 trillion, that's our money in there being invested so that we can retire. Why have they been fighting the last 3 months? Not really fighting, doing a lot of lobbying with Republican politicians, whining and dining them and so forth to urge Donald Trump to sign this executive order, because these private equities made bank during COVID. They gobbled up all kinds of other companies that were struggling. Well, here we are today. The economy is nosediving and they're being impacted. So they want to save themselves and actually make money off of your investments and my investments by accessing our money in our 401ks. The other reason this is sounding the alarm, I'm just going to read this verbatim, because private equity investment are often concentrated in a small number of portfolio companies. Trump donor-owned companies are less liquid than stocks and bonds and carry valuations that can be difficult to measure day to day. Of course, you're counting on these MAGA-owned companies to be forthright with their company's profits. Anyway, and because private equity funds in general don't beat investments in stocks. So what this means is whoever your investment company is, whoever's managing your 401k, I just got to repeat again, you got to figure out some way to find out if they are MAGA supporters, because they are going to break all kinds of regulations and you won't know it. Nobody will know it. And they're going to support MAGA billionaires, just MAGA evangelicals, by moving your money around into their favored companies. They're not supposed to do that. But you gotta figure out if you've got a MAGA supporting financial planner, and you gotta move.
Because they're only worried about food stamps. And when you see the new qualifications on who qualifies for food stamps now, they want you to work 80 hours a month. And so that's 20 hours a week. And to everybody else, that's part-time. I work a full-time job. I don't make like the astronomical amount, but I know I couldn't survive off of part-time at all. So I'm just like, I don't get why people would sacrifice full income versus food stamps.
Because they're lazy, dude. We have subsidized single motherhood in this country, where women would rather be faithful and marry the government than they would marry a man. Shubin and Aya shut up on a Honda, put it on a t-shirt.
EBT with my EBT. My.
And not have Uncle Sam peeking in your paycheck. That's all I'm saying.
Come to the store with me to get whatever the hell I want with my.
23 years old. Golly, honey, this world has done you dirty. Looking like that at 23? I'm 34. I feel like I look younger than her.
My EBT with my EBT.
Yeah, it's actually not your EBT. It's the taxpayers' EBT. The government's paying for that, which is the taxpayers.
Okay. Just have to make that clear for y'all real fast. My.
No, our. It's actually ours. It's not even yours.
Okay.
She's getting her steps in pajamas with the Crocs. Are they in sports mode, though, is what I want to know. In a gas station. Can only imagine the nutrient-dense food we're going to find here. All right, a cup of ice. Off to a fantastic start here.
Can I have 2 hot sausage?
Two hot sausage.
Big bag, big bag. Please.
Golly, the glizzy gladiator here.
What? 2. Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Riddled with sodium.
Do you also have rolls?
Honey, you got enough of those.
Shots fired! Can I have 2? Yes, please.
He's like, how about 5?
Oh, this is new. I'm gonna get this for sure.
Also, preservatives, sodium, terrible for you, food dye, food coloring.
Thank you.
Horrible for you.
Thank you.
Maybe the bread's okay, but I doubt it even then. Good Lord, those are straight up dong holders of freaking bread. Gatorade full of sugar, riddled with sugar. Girl's 23. Goodness. This is why 75% of people are overweight. And she's just stacking it over there. Don't worry about it. Riddled with sugar, preservatives. Golly, what a balanced diet we have here, Chad.
Has anyone ever had this happen to them? I woke up to try to order groceries using my EBT card. Yes, I get food stamps. Don't fucking judge me. I'm a single mom of 5. I'm trying my fucking best, okay? I woke up to try to order groceries, and it said that my EBT card balance was $1.17, and I know for a fact that I had over $400 left on that card. And I went to the transactions, and it says supermarket. Not even Walmart, H-E-B, like it just says supermarket. And somebody spent $456 on my food stamps. And then people were probably like, why are you crying? I need to know what to do, guys. 211 is not open yet. The 1-800 number is not open yet. Will they refund me my money back? I have small babies, twins. Okay, I'm sorry. I know it probably feels like I'm dramatic, but I have to feed my kids. Who does this?
This woman is literally crying because her food stamps were stolen, and now she has to feed her kids. Yes, feed her kids. The ones she chose to bring into the world. Now she's online sobbing and blaming everyone else instead of asking the real question. What did you do in the last 5, 10, or even 15 years to make sure you didn't have to rely on food stamps in the first place. Let's get one thing straight. If food stamps are the only thing standing between your kids and hunger, you failed way before someone stole them. Because real parenting means having a plan B, a side hustle, a backup meal, something. You don't get to demand sympathy for your kids' suffering when you're the one who put them in a position to be dependent on a fragile system. That's not a glitch. That's the consequence of refusing to step up. The harsh truth? You shouldn't be solely relying on the government to feed your kids. It's a tool, not a solution. And if your entire survival collapses the minute something goes wrong with the system, that's not tragedy, that's neglect. You can cry all you want, but emotion doesn't cover responsibility. People who work 2 jobs, budget every dollar, and grind every day, they're not sitting online crying. They're moving. They're solving. They're adjusting. Because they know life doesn't care about your feelings. It cares about what you do when things go wrong. And if your whole plan was, wait for the government to save me, don't be surprised when that plan falls apart. So yes, it's sad when kids go hungry. But it's even sadder when their own parent refuses to grow, refuses to work, and blames the system instead of themselves. Food stamps are help, not a lifestyle. And if your kids are going to bed hungry because someone stole your benefits, you should have been prepared. That's not on the government.
I am so irritated with this whole work requirement thing for food stamps for many reasons. One, child care subsidy has a waiting list. So basically your whole entire check goes to child care. And by the time you finish paying your rent, your electric, your gas, your car insurance, getting all the stuff for the house, like the toilet paper, you are stinking broke, right? Child care is like $250 a week per kid. Also, you know, I don't get food stamps, but there is no way that I would be able to pull that off. That's why I try to help, was trying to help so many moms get work from home jobs, like in the evening, like I do, because there's no way, there would be no way that I could pay for my 3 disabled kids to go to child care or after school care. So with able-bodied people, they can get food stamps 3 to 36 months, but they have to work a mandatory amount of hours, right? Basically, you got 3 years to get your life together and find another job. But what if you don't have the brain capacity? Like, a lot of people have learning disabilities and all they can do is work at McDonald's. I have a friend that is like 2 points above being intellectually disabled on her psychological evaluation, and she can't get Social Security. But I don't foresee her being an RN anytime soon. She has worked at Chick-fil-A since our junior year of high school. She never had any kids or anything, but I don't know how people are gonna do it, but all of it is just too sad. And people literally get a rise out of it. They get a rise out of people getting ready to go hungry.
Please say it ain't so. I know there are not people out here in these social media streets complaining because the president wants to put into effect a law that people can no longer use food stamps to buy junk food. Let's start with this. Why wouldn't you want to eat healthier? I'm sorry, but junk food is not a necessity. Meat, rice, beans, vegetables, bread, things of that nature, eggs, those are necessities. Not Doritos, not potato chips, not Oreos, not Pepsi, not all that junk food that's not healthy for you. Granted, if you want to get that, you should pay for it yourself. There's people out here working and struggling to buy food. And that extra money that people are using on junk food, with foods, they could give that to somebody that's struggling, that really needs help with buying food, the food stamps. Not for junk food. Jump in on this, y'all. Leave a comment and let me know how you feel about this, because I'm in agreement with it. No. If you want junk food, I feel like you should pay for it yourself. That money could be used much better than giving it to you for junk food. Let me know what y'all think.
Isn't it ironic? The same ones that was screaming get a real job with the TikTok ban is the same ones that need a real job with this food stamp ban. I am so happy he's cutting food stamps so y'all broads could stop laying on y'all backs having multiple kids, expecting us, those that work 70, 80 hours a week, to pay for your food while you sit at home and do absolutely nothing. That's the problem with y'all now. Too entitled. Why do y'all think y'all can lay on y'all backs, have multiple kids, and sit at home while we fucking work multiple hours a week and pay for y'all food stamps? Get your lazy ass up and get a job. Stop making excuses. We're tired of hearing them, and get a real job. That's what you need. When you got a real job, you go to the grocery store with real money and pay for food. Y'all hoes want to lay up on Section 8 and food stamps for 100 more years and still complain about being oppressed. Get a job. A real one. How about it? Karma came back real quick. TikTok's back, and y'all about to be without fucking food stamps.
I see nothing wrong with somebody using somebody's food stamp card. The reason why is because sometimes people can't go to the store. So they need you to go to the store for them, and they give you their food stamp card to go to the store. Sometimes there's a caregiver and they have to go for the aid, you know what I'm trying to say, the aid and the caregiver situation. There's an elderly person and they can't go to the store, so they send their aide to go to the store for the patient. Sometimes you're at a birthday party and it's for kids, and your homegirl gotta run to the store and use your food stamp card for the kid. You know, sometimes it's Thanksgiving and you don't get food stamps, but your cousin sent you to the store with the food stamp card so that you can buy food for Thanksgiving with the food stamp card. This is why I don't see anything wrong with people using somebody's food stamp card, because there are reasons that people do it. And a lot of times they're doing it because someone gave them the card to go get the food. Like, these are like valid points that I have seen and heard, that people are going to get food stamps. And hey, I don't get food stamps. I pay taxes too. I pay taxes. I don't get no food stamps. But if I seen somebody going to the store and they are using someone else's food stamp card, I'm just going to assume they're probably getting food stamps because of those situations I mentioned earlier. Do I want food stamps? Yes, I wish I had got food stamps. I'm married. I can't get it. We make too much. I would love to get some food stamps. But am I going to look at somebody and assume something or judge them if they're going to the store with somebody else's food stamp card? No, because I don't know what's going on. And I really wish deep down in my heart that I got food stamps too. I wish I was able to get food stamps. Like, I don't like paying in cash, but it's okay. I'm really, really happy to pay taxes for food stamps, because people do need it, and people go to stores and they get stuff for family. They get stuff. People give them the card to go to the store. And sometimes people even give them a tip for going to the store. Did y'all know that? Like, when you use somebody's food stamp cards to do something for them, sometimes they give you like a tip, like a cash tip, just for looking out for them. Did y'all know about that?
If someone you know or you depend on food stamps, pay close attention. Major changes are coming under Trump's big, beautiful bill. Let me break down what's changing, when it starts, and how it could affect your SNAP benefits. Now, here's the timeline. October 1st, 2026, state will begin tightening SNAP eligibility. That means stricter income checks, faster recertification, and more documentation just to stay qualified. Now, on December 31st, 2026, the new work rule begins. If you're 19 or 64 and don't have a documented disability, you will need to work, volunteer, or be in some type of job training at least 80 hours per month to keep your benefits. This applies to parents of school-aged children. Unless you have a baby or a toddler at home or some type of medical exemption, you will be expected to meet those work requirements too. Now, October 1st, 2027, states that make too many mistakes managing the SNAP program will face financial penalties. For example, New York had one of the highest error rates in 2023. Under the new law, they could be forced to repay up to 15% of program costs, which could result in title enforcement for everyone. This isn't to scare you, it's to prepare you. If you're able-bodied, now is the time to plan ahead. These changes are real. They are coming. Stay tuned. Like, follow, share for the next updates. I will definitely keep you guys informed.
I got an unpopular opinion, but I think that Donald Trump might be the best thing that ever happened to America. And I'm not trolling. Hear me out. See, I didn't say that because I support his politics or praise his policies. I said it because for the first time in a long time, America is being forced to look at itself in the mirror, and it's extremely uncomfortable. Ugly, messy, but necessary. See, Trump didn't invent division, racism, or greed. He just ripped the bandage off the wound that the country's been pretending doesn't exist. And in doing so, he made people who were asleep finally wake up. He made people start asking real questions. Why are rights being stripped away? Why is truth under attack? Why are so many clinging to power when the rest of us can barely afford rent or mortgage? See, this is not about loving or hating Donald Trump. This is about understanding that the chaos that is Trump exposed the fractures in our foundation. And sometimes you gotta break it to rebuild it stronger. And now maybe, just maybe, we'll finally have the discussions about race, history, class, democracy that everybody's been avoiding for decades. So go ahead and go drop a comment. Agree, disagree with me, educate me, whatever you want. Because if we don't talk about it now, when will we?
Y'all, why the fuck the police came knock on my door? Literally moments after I made that video about the food stamp people saying I owed them $35,000. They fucking booked me in jail for fucking fraud. I'm currently walking down the streets because, bitch, soon as they released me, bitch, I got the fuck. I'm waiting on my mama to pull up in my car and pick me up. I didn't make it to a damn neighborhood down the street from the motherfucking jailhouse. I don't know where the fuck I'm at. I'm just keep pushing. Like, what the fuck? Like, I cannot believe this happened, y'all. Do not lie. I swear to God, this shit caught up to me so fast. I literally just was talking about this on TikTok the other day. Now look at me. So not only do I owe them $35,000, I'm literally fighting this fucking case. Like, where I'm going to get the money from? Y'all, I was just hungry as fuck. I don't have money to keep buying food. Like, what the fuck? Oh, my God.
I'm going to say it because they're not. The reason why they are chopping stuff off of y'all's food stamps, why they're saying y'all can get this, but y'all can't get this, y'all can get that, but y'all can't get that, is not because they want the kids to eat healthier. Because if that was the case, they would still have the stuff that you use to bake goods, or the stuff like purified water. Like, I'm going to tell y'all what it is. It all boils down to tariffs. The food costs are more expensive than they were last year, the year before that. They are resembling prices that they showed in 2008 when we were going into a recession. The tariff prices are making the food prices way too high, to the point where the government funds food stamps. They can't pay for it. They don't have the money to pay for it. They don't have the money. They don't have it. They want y'all to pay for it, though. Y'all got the money. Y'all can pay for the snacks. Y'all can pay for the juices. Y'all can pay for the flour. Y'all can pay for the baking soda. Y'all can pay for the purified water. Y'all can pay for it, though. We can raise the prices. We can't help y'all, though. We can raise the prices. We're good over here. We got our money. But we can't help y'all. People in the comments, that's what y'all get for depending on the government. That's what y'all get for depending on the government. Y'all always gonna try to take care of y'all. That's like having a child and then saying, well, defend yourself, make your own money, get your own food. I know I know I pushed you out, and I know that I'm the reason you're in this world, but I don't have to supply for you. The government is supposed to supply for its people. I don't know where, when, how, or why y'all got brainwashed, but the government, no matter if it's a dictatorship down to a democracy, they're supposed to take care of their people. When they don't, there's an issue. The people start to get restless. People start to get mad. Y'all aren't mad enough because y'all don't see it yet. Y'all are not getting the money from food stamps. You're not getting the money from fast food. You're not getting the money to take from the Board of Education. You're not getting the money to take it from Medicaid. You're not getting the money that they're taking from Section 8. You're not getting the money. Y'all not seeing that money. So why do y'all care so much that other people have it? Why do y'all care if people have food stamps? Why do y'all care if people get to go to the hospital for free? Why do y'all care if people get to live in a house and their kids get to live in a house and not on the streets for free? Why do y'all care if the money's not going back to you? At least snitches get something out of it. At least snitches find something in it. Y'all get something out of it. At least y'all not getting shit out of this. Nothing but hate. Fuel for hate. More prices. Higher prices. More money. Not enough jobs. More money. Not enough pay. More money. You're not getting shit out of this. But y'all are dick fighting the government. Why? Why? When did they convince y'all that the poor man was the problem? When did they convince y'all that the billions of dollars that they have, they earned it? They made some weird idea, maybe. They probably just thought somebody else made it better. And then employed people to do their jobs for them. Y'all make the company. Matter of fact, how about this? I'm a server. I see my sales. I make the restaurant $25,000. You know how much money I'm taking home? $200, maybe. Out of $2,500, I am taking home maybe $200. Maybe a little bit under, maybe a little bit over. But I am not taking home what the restaurant's taking home, what the owner gets. Matter of fact, they pay me $213. The customers are paying me that money, and y'all's money is getting double taxed. It gets taxed when it hits your paycheck. It gets taxed when it hits mine. But y'all don't care. As long as everybody else gets to suffer with you. It is expensive to be hateful. It is expensive to be racist. It is expensive to be misogynistic. It is expensive to be fueled with so much hate that you cannot see past it, to see the actual problem. It's over from here. It's over from here until y'all wake the hell up. I don't know what else to tell y'all. There's nothing going, nobody's coming to help. It's going downhill from here until y'all wake up and smell the morning fucking coffee, bruh. Like, y'all have a nice day. I don't know what else to tell y'all. Have a nice day.
Bae, tell me why I'm at the store. I'm at Walmart, right? I got all this steak, all this stuff, all this macaroni and cheese, I got everything in the freaking basket, babe. Why my food stamp card not working, though? Didn't I tell y'all they took food stamps off my card? Y'all thought it was just, oh, she lying, this and that. The whole Georgia is realizing it, huh? Yeah. But it ain't no joke. This is not a joke, okay? So they got our stuff locked because it was being hacked, which is crazy as hell. They supposed to have sent everybody new cards out. I don't know when I'm going to get it. So I got to pay for this shit, which is fine. I don't care. Again, here we go again. Everybody in the same boat. I'm not the only one. And I hope whoever was on that post talking that shit is from Georgia and they didn't get their food stamps. That's what I do hope, babe. Because y'all hoes be what? Thinking somebody always lying. And I'm not. Y'all see? Yeah. Okay. Clock it.
Hey guys, I know there's a lot of he say she say right now about SNAP or EBT and if it's getting cut or is it changing. Someone very close to me was freaking out about this and I have to think about it. I have the ultimate app that's going to help me when it comes to knowing what's going on for real. Instead of stressing or listening to rumors, I just got on the Prepare app to see what's actually true. They break down real updates about what's changing in the state, the different laws that are being passed right now, and really everything you need to know to not be afraid. But something that was very interesting to me was going to be a change to you being able to buy junk food. And if you're like me, that caught my attention because I love snacks. I get snacks on my EBT all of the time. Propel has broken down the laws that have passed and the different things that are changing, like work requirements, Medicaid requirements, and all of those things that I would have never known by just listening to the he said, she said. They make it so easy to see what's really going on, so you don't have to guess or go off what people are saying.
So it looks like that the Trump administration is cracking down the usage of food stamps, and it looks like it's getting a lot stricter. So the changes that I did heard when it comes to being eligible for food stamps is that if you are an able-bodied individual, there's nothing seriously wrong with you, you are able to get a job. That is actually one of the major requirements you must have in order to be eligible to be on food stamps. So that's one of the things that the government actually are cracking down. So if there's nothing seriously wrong with you, you're not disabled or anything like that, you can get a job, you just one of those that don't want to work, you just depend on the government to take care of you, your benefits of getting food stamps will get eventually cut off because now it's required you have to have a job. This other change that really was shocking, it's kind of good but kind of bad at the same time, but it was also said that when it comes to using your food stamps, it's not going to work for junk food or sugary drinks. So if you're one of the ones that like to buy a bunch of snacks for your kids, like cookies, chips, candy, and sodas, Sprite Zero, whatever, if you're one of those that buys a lot of junk food stamps, it's not going to work for that. So sugary drinks and junk food is not going to work with your food stamp card. So that part is really shocking for me. And the reason why I say that because food itself is already high. And you want people to eat healthy and make better decisions when it comes to their health. But how about telling these corporations to drop down their prices to make healthier food more affordable? Because even a lot of people do eat out and spend less money when it comes to eating out, especially when it comes to their kids, than spending money on trying to eat healthy. A lot of times eating healthy is actually very expensive. So if you want people to eat healthy that's on food stamps, drop those prices down. But that's the one thing that is shocking to me when I saw that you can't buy sugary drinks, sodas, and junk food with your food stamps. You cannot do that anymore. So that's one of the changes actually was shocking for me. Now, being on government assistance is supposed to be temporarily, but a lot of people are abusing that. So it's kind of good that they're actually cracking down doing that, because leave government assistance for the people that really needs it, like the people that's disabled. I'm talking about the ones who cannot work, they cannot get around, they need the actual help. The ones that's actually on poverty level, they didn't have no choice. You don't know what was going on with them. So that's why I believe the people that's in that type of situation that should be on government assistance. But everybody else that just want to be lazy, want somebody to take care of them, want somebody to fund their lifestyle by staying on government assistance, that right there needs to stop. But government assistance is supposed to be temporary to help you get you back on your feet. I know a lot of people on here are mad about that, but it is what it is. I'm actually glad seeing this happen. That's lets people know it's time for you to get off your tail and go find a job. Now, this other change that's already illegal as it is, but some people do it anyway just to get as a side hustle. You know, a lot of people sometimes just get on food stamps just to sell their food stamps. So what they're also doing is cracking down individuals actually doing it. So if you get caught selling food stamps, they can cut you off from that too. And, some people do get arrested for that, something like that, which is actually illegal anyway. So, you got the person that actually got the groceries, but then also somebody made money off of it. So that's another change I did find out. What they're actually doing is cracking down people that's actually doing it. So if you get caught selling food stamps, you can seriously get in trouble for that, and you will get your benefits cut off from that. So you're able-bodied individual that's able to get a job, that's the only time you're eligible to even get food stamps. You cannot use your food stamps to buy sugary drinks or junk food. It has to be something healthy wise, so that way you can make better health decisions with your lifestyle. And also, if you get caught selling food stamps, they will take that away from you as well. So, I mean, I don't know what you guys think about these changes. So I know it's been saying this for a while, and a lot of people upset about it, but hey, it is what it is. So maybe something good come out of it. But leave a comment in the description and let me know how you guys think. So, you know, I said what I said. This is my opinion, but nothing we can do. So this is their decision. So let me know in the comment section how you feel about the changes for food stamps.
I just seen that Trump is making a change with food stamps. So I think it's requirements, but I think you have to work a minimum of a certain amount of hours in order to get food stamps. And I love that. I'm not going to lie. It'd be a lot of people living off government assistance, literally never working a job, stacking all their personal bread, and literally living off the government their whole lives. I've been working since I was 16 years old. I go to work every day faithfully, no matter if I was in school, high school, college, and no matter, I always had a job. And the only time I was able to get food stamps was when I was in college. And when I didn't have a job for like 2 months, like when I first moved back from college. That was the only time I was ever eligible for food stamps. And barely when I was in college, barely made it. So I feel like this is good. The people who are actually working, putting in the work, putting in the effort, that just need a little bit of boost, you know, just a little bit of help with groceries. Like, I feel like this is a perfect opportunity for us. I'm saying us, including me, because yes, need that. Versus people who actually can get up and go through. I'm not even talking about people's grandparents who, you know what I mean, they can't physically get up. They need it. But people who literally can go get up and go work and go make it for themselves, they just choose not to. Like, taking advantage completely. So yes, I'm excited. Hopefully I can get me some. Okay.
Ever since President Trump's SNAP crackdown started making headlines, people who have built their entire lifestyle around government assistance have been losing it online, screaming and ranting about how unfair it is that they can no longer buy sugary drinks, candy, soda, energy drinks, and all kinds of junk food with taxpayer money, the so-called independent crowd, and a whole lot of single moms who have made government support their safety. Ned are suddenly acting like this is a personal attack on their freedom, when in reality, it's about one thing: holding people accountable for what they choose to put in their shopping carts. On the taxpayer's dime, Trump's Make America Healthy Again plan is now rolling out in multiple states: Florida, Texas, Colorado, Louisiana, West Virginia, Arkansas, Idaho, Indiana, Iowa, Nebraska, and Utah, and more, with the bans on unhealthy items set to fully take effect starting in 2026. And this isn't just a casual tweak to the program. It's part of a bigger movement to make sure SNAP is used for actual nutrition instead of fueling the same bad habits that keep people unhealthy and dependent for life. Along with that, there's a new law passed in July that's expanding work requirements, which the USDA says will cut benefits for about 2.4 million people and slash $186 billion from the program over the next decade, which also means fewer free meals for children in schools. This is sparking outrage because people are comfortable with the old way of doing things, where they can sit at home live off assistance, and in some cases keep having more kids with multiple partners without thinking about the long-term cost of those choices to the country. The truth is, this change is not about taking food from people who are truly struggling. It's about cutting out waste. It's about removing soda chips and candy from a program that was created to help families afford real food. And yes, I know critics argue that it's going to make life harder for low-income families, or that it's some kind of shaming tactic. But when you break it down, there is nothing wrong with expecting people to buy healthier food, especially when that food is bought with money that comes from everyone else's taxes. And while someone played the victim card saying access to fresh food is harder in certain areas, the administration stance is that this is a necessary first step in breaking the cycle of unhealthy living and lifetime dependency. We've all seen the videos online, the outrage, the screaming, the endless posts about how unfair this is, and it makes you wonder, are these people angry because they truly can't get nutritious food, or are they angry because they can't use SNAP to keep buying junk food for themselves and their kids? This isn't about attacking anyone personally. It's about saying enough is enough. You can't demand government assistance, then complain when the government sets some reasonable conditions to ensure that assistance is actually helping people get better, not worse. So pay attention to the level of entitlement, the demands, the justifications, and the way some people completely avoid taking responsibility for their own choices. Because that's the bigger story here. And these changes aren't just reasonable, they're long overdue. And at the end of the day, if we want a stronger society, We have to stop rewarding dependency without accountability, because the hard truth is nothing changes until people do, and if this policy is what it takes to wake a few people up and push them toward real self-reliance, then maybe it's exactly what America needs right now. Thank you guys for listening, and I would love to hear your thoughts on this trending so-called independent and single mothers venting and depending on the government to take care of them. Thanks once again for sticking around. It was a pleasure having you guys back. Peace.